Hi, how's it going? This is Resident of Collinwood. I'm here to review John Philip Betancourt's Continuing Dark Shadows blog. Um, this Series 11, Chapter 1, Whispers. And, at the end of the last chapter, you really found out how dangerous Angelique could be. And I was really wondering how much more dangerous could she get. And with Whispers definitely, I feel, answered that question, in my opinion. Um, and I want to stress that when I review these are my opinions um, about the story. And I find it just so incredible how dangerous she was in this chapter, even more so than at the end of the last chapter. You thought there's no way she could be any more dangerous than what she had displayed. And well, I was wrong. But uh, Angelique in this chapter, I'm going to compare her to one of my most favorite fictional characters, fictional serial killers of all time, Michael Myers. Michael Myers is often everywhere and nowhere at the same time because he's referred to as the boogeyman. Angelique is Mrs. Boogie Woman, okay? Because she is literally everywhere and nowhere at the same time in this story. And it is tense and scary as hell. You literally don't know where she is, who she's disguising herself as. And that is one creepy, creepy. And John did this in the last chapter as well. And it's just how scary Angelique has become, and truly terrifying. I mean, literally, to not know if it's Angelique and until you're actually reading it and you're delving deep in, like, holy shit, is that? You're wondering, is that Angelique? Is that Angelique? And then if it's no, it's like you're like breathing a sigh of relief. You feel like I said, he takes you there, and you damn sure feel like a member of the cult. Like, oh God, no, thank God, it's not. But when I read it, you know, someone was in it. Oh my God, no, no, run, run! That's what I want to tell him. Tell the characters, run, run, and don't look back. But you can't, and it's so interesting just how dangerous she's become. Now she didn't totally succeed in her plan, and her plan, even though, is it going the exact way she wants? Not totally, but it's going to a degree, is what I'll say, in my opinion. Now, she did try to kill Alexandra Thorne, which is Carolyn's daughter in this, and I love the relationship between Andrew and Alexandra and how it has grown in this story and how close they have really become. Um, and I'm going to give a bit of prediction here in this video. I dare say it's going to be Andrew's love that saves Alexandra ultimately. In my opinion, that's just a prediction. I could be wrong. Um, and hey, if I am, I am. Sorry. But I really like the interaction between Maggie and Carolyn on top of Widow's Hill, and there was a bench put. I really love that, and it was dedicated to Barnabas. And even though Carolyn and Barnabas have always had this really interesting relationship, and even John Philip Betancourt was talking about that. We were talking about that in his story in the interview last night. And if you guys haven't heard that, definitely go check that out. I mean, we really delved deep into his story. And like he was saying, Barnabas and Carolyn have had a very interesting relationship. While they, he comes into a room and talks to her, and then she throws a book at his head, and it's either been good or bad or just indifferent. And their relationship has always been a curious one, as has Barnabas's relationship with just people in general, but especially Carolyn. And so Carolyn sort of feels bad for what happened to Barnabas and her trying to kill him and all that. So she's feeling it, and like Maggie tells, look, you got to let this go. You got to quit blaming yourself. This isn't your fault. And I love just the interaction between these two women. Here, these two women have known each other for years and years and years and years. And I love the moment of laughter, even though, you know, their lives aren't the most perfect by far. They're laughing because it was just such a great tension cutter between, not only between the two, but just with everything that has happened. It really was an amazing tension cutter. Those two laughing, and I love the ghost ship. I don't know why this thing's doing that, but I love the ghost ship. Carolyn hearing a voice, and I love, the scene at the old house. It was just very, very. This story has been very amazing, very dark shadows, and again, the writer always manages to take you there. One of my favorite moments, I gotta admit, too, is Victoria in the Wincliffe Sanitarium, and again, Angelique is there as well. Um, a lot of people in this, real quick, are a little bit annoyed with Curtis, her son, and I can't say I blame them, but I do wonder like how far they're going to sort of like let that go. Probably not too. I think they're, you know, like I said, in my opinion, they're getting sort of frustrated with him, but not seeing Victoria. And Victoria gets a roommate who, coincidentally enough, knows David Collins. And, well, Victoria makes her an offer she just can't refuse. Well, I could take you to David Collins. Um, and again, it's very. I find it just so interesting because here's this woman who knew David when he was in Wincliffe in chapter 5. So again, another connecting the dots, another character who out from the past that we've never heard of, which it makes sense. She could have been David's roommate, and she says she was. So it's going to be interesting to see what David thinks, because we don't know what David's feelings are about this woman. But this woman seems to like David in a lot of ways. Um, but I definitely enjoyed Whispers. Like I said, Angelique is damn well dangerous and a very, very dangerous character. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will leave a link to um, the blog in the description box. See you guys.